Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Gemstone Legends. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a fusion of one of the two legendary cards that's in the game, Guinevere. So Guinevere was a card that I've been, I started the game wanting to go down the path of doing a fusion for her, and so I've been working toward it, and today, finally, I will be able to do so. And in order to do that, I actually ended up needing to craft a second copy of Premislav. So I did a video on Premislav, when I first started, and he ended up becoming like the MVP for almost all of my fights. A lot of the farming I did was successful because of him, and so I did actually get a second copy of him just because the first one is so useful and I didn't want to lose him. I did get Elidor for free. This was the gift I got using a code. Same thing with the code that you see in the banner here. If you're just starting out, you put in my code, you'll get Elidor as well, and he can be used toward Guinevere. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be doing a fusion of her, and then I'm going to send her to level 6 stars because I've saved up enough of the cauldrons for it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fusion, then I'm going to send her, and then we will take her in for rift fights because that is what she is going to be best for. She'll be able to help you through the high level rift, and we're going to talk about her stats and also how she works. So let's go ahead and do a fusion. She is going to cost 20 million gold to do, and so it's not easy to farm up all of this gold, but once you do, save it so that you can actually get Guinevere. I think it's well worth it. So let's go ahead and do our fusion. And here we go. We have Guinevere, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and level her up, ascend her to 6 stars, and then we're going to bring her in some rift, and we're going to see how she works out. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we have now Guinevere leveled up to 50, and I'm ready to ascend her. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And as far as the artifacts go, I just threw in the defense as well as health boost for her. Because as a support unit, you want her to stay alive longer so that she can heal everyone else up. And so that's what I put in her. Now let's go ahead and do her ascension. So to get a 5-star unit up to 6 stars, you need to have 5-star cauldrons. And so I've been saving up those for when I can get my legendaries ascended. So we're going to go ahead and do just that. It'll cost 35,000 gold to do the ascension. And now she's going to be at 6 stars, but back to level 1. And so I'm going to go ahead and level up a little bit more. And then we're going to jump into a rift fight. So we'll come back in a bit. Alright, so after getting Guinevere and ascending her and leveling her up, I was able to get myself past, Ashen Grove Rift 20, so I am able to successfully complete it. But you can see that the time here it is still quite long, and so I haven't yet set up on a team that can go through this quickly, and so I'm not going to be able to show it. But this is a team I did go with Guinevere on the team, and then Tessix to provide the immunity as well as reflect, and then Alton and Torbjorn as a combination to deal damage to the boss here. But instead what I want to do is I want to go ahead and go up against the raid boss here, because as it turns out, the team I'm using with Guinevere works really well for Corruptive Vermin, which has the skill that burns and attacks all of your units and burns them. And so what I want to do is I want to sort of show you how I did with this setup. So I'm using Guinevere, and I do have a Sigil here, and I'm bringing up Nora as another damage dealer in addition to Torbjorn, and Alton is there to also provide additional support. So let's go ahead and just play this out and see how this goes. And so the goal here is to get as much of the blue gem matches as possible so that I can get Alton's skill going, and Torbjorn is going to be the one that will be dealing the most amount of damage. And what you'll see here is I'm going to go ahead and get the skills going, and the skills for Guinevere is going to be the one that will make the biggest impact here, because what she will do is, if you look at her skill, she will restore health. That's her one of her primary skills here. She also adds speed to your allies, and she does also remove a negative status. So for the burn status, this is really helpful. But her passive ability that allows her to heal all of the allies the first time she takes damage means that if there is an AoE attack from the boss, it becomes really effective. And so you're going to see how this comes into play. But let's go ahead and do our damage. And so you can see Torbjorn does a ton of damage here, as well as Nora. So Nora can do quite a bit, especially if she can get a critical hit in. So the combination of these two have worked out really well. And then the strategy here then, of course, is to continue to, what I like to do is I like to take the red gems away from the boss so that they can't, so that I reduce the amount of times that I get damaged by the special skills. But we're going to go ahead and just go and do this for now. And let's see what happens here. So after getting damage, you can see that Guinevere goes ahead and heals everybody, and then I do have Sigil here that is able to further reduce so what Sigil does is Sigil will remove 2 of the negative status, and then I can use Guinevere then to go ahead and heal the rest of the allies. So her skill, her passive ability really is the one that single-handedly is the reason for why I'm able to get really good damage. I'm going to show you the amount of damage later on, but you can just see like this is the way I've been playing it, and with this I'm able to get over 240,000 damage with this fight. And so we're just going to go ahead and continue on, and I'll show you until the next iteration where the boss attacks with its AoE attack, and then you can see it in action once more. And so yeah, so I would say that Guinevere, having gotten Guinevere has made a huge difference in terms of my ability to deal damage to the Ruby boss. Whereas before I wasn't really able to do anything I'm going to actually go ahead and heal up here because it's Guinevere's turn, and so I'm going to go ahead and do a match here, so I can, as long as I do 5 gem matches, I'll be able to get her skill back up again, and I'll be using this opportunity then to match up another red gem. So anyways, as I was saying, I was having a really hard time being able to deal damage to Vermin before and stay alive, but with Guinevere in the team immediately, I've noticed that I don't really need a different tank like Alexander. I'm not really needing to use Alexander. Instead, I'm able to focus on things like getting rid of debuffs, for example. That is now something that I can do so that I can get rid of the burn, because I can't have any, because the boss will get rid of all positive status, right? So you can't store up anything. You can't store up you can't actually store up a recovery or anything like that, and so you do need to deal with this afterwards. And you can see here right now I do have an issue where I don't have my skills up and running, so this is why you need to also bring in your mana potions so that you could actually use it on both Guinevere as well as Sigil, so that you could do heals and you can remove the negative status. So that is going to be something very important to do. And so that is basically the strategy here for how we play. And then, with this, you can see I'm able to deal some good damage there. Alright, so we're just near the end here now. The dragon has now gone up to 100% rage. We're at 259 in terms of damage. And so 259,000 for damage. And so let's try and see if we can do a little bit more, and just try to see if we can maximize the amount of damage that we can deal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually use a mana potion here as well, just to deal a little bit more. So you can see with the boss's resistance being high now, my Torbjorn's damage has also been reduced. And so after this is probably going to be it. So we're just going to get our final hit in, and that is going to be it for us. So let's just go ahead and get the final hit in and see how much we end up with. So 265,000 is our current amount, and if we can survive this, we can get a little bit more in with Nora dealing 659. So you can see this is at the point where damage really is going to be reduced by quite a bit. And so we did pretty well. This is going to be my highest amount of damage so far with with this setup here. And this is really because Guinevere was able to keep the team alive with her passive ability. So I don't need to worry about activating her. I don't need to worry about actually getting her her charged up. And so she has been extremely useful in my setup. I've noticed a immediate difference just using her on the team. So you can see Torbjorn ended up dealing over 150,000 damage, and Nora at as a rare hero was able to deal 50,000, and Alton also helped out dealing 38. So the two rare cards are doing quite a bit of work here, and I do have Torbjorn. Sigil is a really helpful card in that she was able to also get rid of a lot of the negative status, and that's how you have to fight against Vermin. But I think really without Guinevere, though, it would have been extremely tough for me because her passive heal really is the key here. Remember, you can't use stored up recovery because that's a positive status and that gets wiped away for Vermin. Whereas Guinevere has this as a passive ability, and I think that has been really, really key. And so, yes, I actually think that it was well worth the effort and the time to get Guinevere fusion. And so, if I had to make a suggestion here, definitely go down the path of getting Premislav crafted, do fusion for Premislav so you can get a farming hero, and then go and move towards Guinevere. She is a legendary hero that you can definitely fusion yourself, and so she's well worth the effort to do so. That's going to be it for my video for today. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the content. As always, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and if you're just thinking about starting out, let me leave a comment and give me feedback, and let me know how I can get you started also. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye now.